machine every day after practice. And then in a big game, he just drops it. And then mentally, he becomes down and he loses focus, blah, blah, blah. You have to be part coach, part psychologist. And, I never really blame unless they look disorganized, like if everybody's running the wrong routes and there's miscommunication everywhere, or, like Florida this year with their defense was just nobody seemed to know what they were doing on half the plays. Then you can blame a coach because that's just lack of organization. Stupid penalties, you can blame a coach because that's lack of discipline. But when it comes to wide receivers, I mean, again, you gotta work with them mentally and physically and keep them up. I mean, look at McCole Hardman, who dropped that punt, for the Chiefs in the championship game. So many people came over the sideline, told him to keep his head up, and you're going to make a big play for us. And he was one of the keys to victory for Kansas City. You need those guys to be uplifted, and I can't say whether they are being or not.
Yeah, well, I think that's fair.
So, I guess switching gears last year, we don't want to take up too much of your time, Mike.
Yeah, I got another one in like 3 minutes.
Okay, so let me ask you one last question then. We've had 2 good recruiting classes in a row, in my opinion. What's the outlook on the Miami Hurricanes? Do you think we're trending up as a program right now?
Yeah, I think in the division you're in, obviously it's you in North Carolina, and I think it's a weak division, which is good. And listen, the other division, the ACC, is weak too. So that's a good thing. You have an opportunity to do one of the 2 things that you need to do, which is win your division. And they certainly have that ability. I mean, again, defensively, they fell apart against a really, really loaded North Carolina team. I mean, those 2 running backs are both going to be first and second rounders or second and third rounders. And the wide receivers are ridiculous. And they just got caught in a churn and couldn't come around. But they've beaten Virginia Tech in a tough game. They've beaten Pitt in a tough game. So they're trending up, but until they win their division, which I think they've done once since they moved from the Big East, and that was like and that was like the year they just said forget it because of the sanctions and stuff. I mean, you can't be on a high trend until you win your division. So I guess it's almost like talk to me when you win your division, and I'll let you know how far you are away from being where you want to be. And okay. they're not there yet.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to call you back on the show when we finally do win our division. So hopefully it's next
if that
season.
Ever happens.
Yeah.
I hope it happens. I mean, Miami is good for football. A good Miami is good for football, and there's a lot of alumni out there that I know, having covered them, who are just frustrated because they know the U can be great, and it'll eventually happen. But it's just not happening right now.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for coming on. If you'd like to plug whatever you got going, feel free.
Just rivals.com. Our Miami says canesport.com, and I'm on Twitter, Rivals Mike. I'm on Instagram, Rivals Godfather. I'm all over the place. Rivals. I'm on TikTok now. Rivals Mike. Rivals Godfather, I think, over there. I don't know. Yeah. I'm everywhere, just building the brand, and just follow me, interact with me, yell at me, whatever you want to do. It's fine. Disagreements are excellent, and I just like the community and being able to speak to other college football fans.
Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you so much, Mike. One of these days we'll have to get you on again.
All right, no problem.
Yep, all right, thank you,
brother. Have a good one, man.
See you. Bye.
Cool. That was awesome, man. What a great interview.
Wow. Yeah. I honestly could have talked. Like I had like 5 more questions.
Yeah, it was very kind of him to come on, and I agree with you, man. I could have. Here it's 10:30 a.m. on a work day. And
how much sleep do you think a guy like that gets a night?
I thought you were gonna ask me, and I was gonna say not very much, but he probably gets less.
Yeah, I mean, he just, to know, like, to give in-depth answers on every single player we ask, and it's insane.
Yeah, and I imagine that he could do that for 50 plus schools, bare minimum.
Oh, and he remembers Charleston Rambo as a recruit and what he's like. I wonder how much time he spends, looking at current college programs, not just in the recruiting, like recruits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Pretty crazy, man. That's
I feel like I have to, I don't know. I have to catch my breath. He's a fast talker.
yeah, it was awesome. That's so Mike, if you listen to this back on repeat, man, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate that. So Marsh, I have a question for you. It's time to talk beverages, man. And are you a Mountain Dew guy?
You know this. Come on. I'm a Diet Coke guy.
Okay, I did know that. So you don't even like Mountain Dew?
Every like once in a I can't tell you the last time I had a Mountain Dew. It's
Okay,
been 5
fair enough.
plus years.
Fair enough. Well, okay, so I did want to ask you, I know you like Monsters. Have you tried the new Pineapple Monster?
I haven't had the pineapple one, but I know you and I talked about the watermelon one.
Yeah, that one was good.
That was I'm actually drinking a Bang right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That sounds delightful. I haven't tried the pineapple one yet, but I'm a sucker for pineapple, so
I like
maybe I'll have.
I like the white flavor Monster. It's
Yeah,
classic. I'm a simple man.
it's kind of Fresca-y. I like it.
Yeah, it always has a nice little kick. Okay, so let's kind of expand on one of the points that we talked about, and that is Travaris, T. Rob and T. Will. They have joined the coaching staff. This is the two guys that Miami fans wanted, and Manny Diaz. He didn't fire Blake Baker. Ed Orgeron did the Lord's work and picked him up from us, but somehow, some way, it happened. I am ecstatic about these two hires. What are your thoughts?
I thought they were the best hires. I mean, they were the best hires that we could have made, right? In terms of realism, and actually, I think it was both of these guys. I think were on the fringe of being not realistic because they were so good. Home run hires, you know. However, I mean, it's just my opinion. You guys know me. I tend to be fairly. I don't know. I don't get. I'm very tepid with like heaping praise, right? Because I mean, look at the state of the program. We haven't done anything worth a heaping amount of praise in a very long time. So I don't want to get overly ahead of myself, right? Like I don't know if two position coaching hires make us an elite team next year or make our defense a whole lot better than 51st. But just to answer the basic question, pretty close to a home run, man, if not a home run. I think those were the two best position coaches on the market for what we were looking for that were in the realm of what we could do.
Have you watched? So yesterday, the coaches did a press conference for National Signing Day, and the new coaches spoke to the media. Have you had a chance to watch those?
I have, yeah.
I mean, just T. Will, especially Travis Williams. Does he not give you the energetic feeling that Rhett Lashley gave you last year when he was hired and spoke to the team for the first time?
Absolutely. He's an inspiring guy. He
has that energy, bro.
Yeah, he has. It's weird. It's almost. Did you ever watch Dragon Ball Z growing up?
Come here.
Yeah, it's almost like when they power up and they're like so powerful that they have like they broke the ground underneath them. They have little like particles of rocks that are like orbiting them because of how powerful they are. He almost has like an aura like that. Like there's a certain intensity that's really inspiring about Travis Williams. So I thought it was a home run hire.
It's crazy. Yeah, bro, it's crazy seeing like the energy and the confidence level that Blake Baker had compared to like a guy like Travis Williams, or even like a Mike Rumph or a Ephraim Banda. Like Travis Williams, like that energy, like players feed off that. That's the kind of coach they want to. Unless you're like a Nick Saban and you don't really show that much emotion. Like players want that kind of a like emotion and optimism and confidence from their head coach. I mean, the T. Will said like this is the you. Like he called this linebacker you, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been a little bit, but yeah, it is. I mean, think about the linebackers we put out, I mean, Ray
Yeah.
Lewis is one of the best linebackers in NFL history, and he's not even the best University of Miami linebacker ever. I mean,
Dan
that's Dan.
Morgan.
Yep, Dan Morgan. And then, I mean, even in our down years, like we still put Perryman in the league. Like he's really good. He's an impact player for the Chargers defense. So
I think that's the last linebacker that we've put in the league.
yeah.
Uh,
We had some really solid college linebackers, though. They didn't really translate, but like Colin McCarthy and Sean Spence were both fantastic linebackers that just
yeah.
didn't really translate to the NFL game.
And Sean, I always thought Sean Spence was going to. I
Me
thought he
too.
was going to be a good pro linebacker.
Me too.
But if you look at our linebackers, I have to read a stat for you.
Okay.
You may have seen it. I tweeted it yesterday. Let me go down my tweets. I'm back on my tweeting crap today, so I have to scroll down. It's the stats. Okay. So last year, obviously T. Wills coaching the linebackers at Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
So here are his, and he starts two linebackers. That's his defensive scheme. One of the linebackers had 113 tackles, and the other starter had 93. Now, here are the stats from the 2020 Miami linebackers. Bradley Jennings Jr., 39 tackles. Sam Brooks, 37 tackles. And Zach McLeod, 27 tackles.
That's just not good enough, man.
That's insane.
It is.
Could you imagine one of our defensive players having 100 tackles?
No.
No.
No, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, and I just don't want people to put in their minds that we're like Bradley Jennings Jr. is going to turn into Dan Morgan all of a sudden. Like this is gonna take time. We can't take. I don't know. Like the talent has to meet them somewhat halfway.
That's kind of what I've been trying to preach. I know it's been a minute since we've done a Fours Up, but at least on Twitter and Kane Gang and everywhere else, I've been trying to preach that approach on the whole defense, and that you hit the nail on the head. At some point, the talent has to meet the coaches halfway. We do have some good coaching, but like you said, we have. I mean, how many 4-star linebackers do we have on roster right now? Like 2?
You know what? I have the roster pulled up. We have Sam Brooks was a 4-star.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Avery Huff was a 4-star.
Yep.
Other than him, those are the only 2.
Yeah, and I think only one of those guys was like a 247 top 300 or whatever. We haven't recruited at a very high level at the linebacker position, and we've struggled a lot at the corner position as well. I think there's a guy on Twitter in Canes fam, and I feel bad that I can't give credit where it's due because I love these edits that they make, where it's like the defensive depth chart by position, and they list the recruiting accolades. So it's like it has the ESPN top 300, the 247 150 or whatever, and the Rivals 150 or I can't remember the exact numbers,
Okay.
but then it just goes down the depth chart to show like the blue chip ratio that we have, right?
Yeah.
And dude, it was really bad. It was like almost every player was blue chip at every position. It seemed like besides linebacker, we had like 1, and at corner we had like 2. And it's like that.
Yeah.
That's bad because it made the chart look weird. You know what I mean? Like it
threw it off.
It was visibly under recruited compared to the rest of our positions.
And I know that Deshaun Troutman is a quote unquote old school Cane, and Mike just talked about Thomas Davis, and you got Tyler Johnson, Jaquan's little brother. We don't have any cornerbacks coming in for the 2021 class.
I just rolled my eyes so hard I have a headache.
We're not like that's why I can't wait to see what T. Will and T. Rob do on the recruiting trail. We already have a crystal ball for a top 5 2022 cornerback right now.
Yeah.
And
Marty
he's been
Rogers, right?
he's been on the job for about 45 seconds.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I